You know, from the second you wake up and grab your phone to the shows you binge at night, you're constantly creating this huge digital trail. So what actually happens to all that data? And maybe more importantly, what are your rights when it comes to it? Well, let's dive in.
For the longest time, it kind of felt like our personal info was just something we gave away, without even thinking about it. But that's all starting to change. New privacy laws are beginning to tip the scales back in our favor, giving us, the individuals, way more say over our own digital lives.
I mean, stop and really think about that for a second. Not just your name or your email, but what about every single thing you've bought? Your browsing habits, all the places you've been? For a while there, getting an answer to that was pretty much impossible. And this, right here, is the game changer. The whole power dynamic has shifted. It used to be a one-way street where companies just collected data, but now it's a two-way conversation. This right to ask and their legal duty to answer is the absolute heart of modern data privacy.
Okay, so how do you actually use this new right of yours? Well, it's all done through something with a formal name, a Data Subject Request, or DSR for short. Let's break down what that really is.
So at its core, a Data Subject Request, or DSR, is basically your official way of knocking on a company's door and saying, "Hey, I'd like to see the file you've got on me, please." It's a real legal tool, and it's designed to give you transparency.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Data subject sounds a little cold, maybe a bit of technical jargon, right? But it's actually really empowering. All it means is that you are the person, the subject, that all this data is about. It puts you right in the middle of the whole thing. And what you can ask for is pretty powerful. You're not just getting a peek at your data. You can tell them to fix stuff that's wrong, you can ask for it to be completely erased, gone forever, and you can even find out who they've been sharing it with. It's a whole suite of rights.
Okay, so you know what a DSR is, and you know what you can ask for. But how does it actually play out? What does the process look like from start to finish? Let's walk through it.
It follows a pretty logical path, actually. First, you send in your request. Then, the company has to make sure you're really you, which is a super important security step, right? You don't want them giving your data to the wrong person. After that, they go on a big hunt through all their different systems to find your info. And finally, they either send it to you or let you know they've done what you asked, like deleting it.
Now that four-step process sounds simple enough on a slide, but in reality, behind the curtain, things can get incredibly complicated, both for the company trying to handle the request and sometimes for you too.
And hey, that's not just my opinion. As the compliance experts over at CKonnect put it, this is a complex world. There is a lot that goes into making sure this whole process is done correctly, legally, and most of all, securely.
Yeah, this really shows the tightrope that companies have to walk. I mean, just think about it. Your data isn't sitting in one nice, neat little folder. It's probably scattered all over the place, in marketing tools, support tickets, billing systems, you name it. They have to find every last bit of it while being absolutely sure they aren't about to hand over your sensitive info to an imposter. And on top of all that, they have to juggle your rights with other laws that might force them to keep certain records. It's a real balancing act. So the bottom line here is that for any of this to work, companies can't just make it up as they go. They need to have really solid, clear internal procedures and some serious security in place to handle these requests and protect everybody's privacy. But when you zoom out from all the procedures and the nitty-gritty legal details, you start to see just how profound this simple idea, the right to ask, really is. It all starts with just one person making one request, asking one question. That single, simple action is what kicks off this whole chain reaction of transparency and accountability. And this, right here, is the ultimate takeaway. This is so much bigger than just getting a file with your data in it. It is a fundamental rebalancing of power. It's a formal declaration that your personal data belongs to you, and at the end of the day, you get the final say. So the framework is in place.
The rights have been established, and the power is shifting back into your hands. The only real question left is, what are you going to do with it? Now that you know you can ask, what will you choose to understand?